India's bid to become a member of the Nuclear Suppliers Group, a crucial body that can make export-import of nuclear materials easy for the country, has hit a wall, some would say a great wall to the east. With us to discuss the implications is spokesperson for the Ministry of External Affairs, Mr. Vikas Swarup. Welcome, sir. There was seemingly good momentum going for India to become member of NSG. There were good vibes coming from some of the opponents also. And now we hear this thing that in the plenary it has not worked out. Kind of setback?
Well, as you know why it has not worked out, because of procedural hurdles created by one particular country. So we are disappointed obviously at the result which has come out of Seoul, but we remain hopeful of eventually convincing all NSG members of the logic and need for India to be inside that 48 member club.
If we could just understand, what were the issues of those who were opposing? We are told that ultimately, apart from China, for example, even Switzerland, the country which had actually indicated that they might go with us, have actually not agreed to India's accession to NSG. What were the issues? On what grounds were they opposing us?
First of all, it would not be appropriate for me to comment on the positions that individual countries took inside the NSG, because we were not sitting inside that room. However, we had bilateral engagement with virtually each and every country of the NSG, member country of the NSG. And on that basis, I can say with complete certainty that there was no country which was opposing us except one. And this was the country which created procedural hurdles. As far as some of the other countries are concerned, they did raise process-related issues. Now, process-related issues are quite different from opposing India. In the sense they said, okay, India can become a member of the NSG, but what is the process through which India will become that member? And that means they had their own solutions. So a different solution does not mean that India is being blocked.
Right. Fair enough. So we say India is disappointed, and you actually name a specific country, that is China. So how do we intend to communicate our disappointment so that those hurdles are removed in future whenever NSG meets again?
I think China is very well aware of our position on this matter. We have had a continuing dialogue with China on this issue at multiple levels. As you know, even in Tashkent, there was a meeting with the Chinese leadership. So China is well aware of our position. And I think we will continue to impress upon China the priority that NSG has for India, the need for India to be inside the NSG, and most importantly, that relationships move forward only on the basis of mutual accommodation of each other's interests, concerns and priorities.
Right. Apart from procedure and process, there was this talk from the Chinese side about stressing the need for NPT. Now, as we understand things, NPT is effectively redundant and for a country like India, which has been accepted even by United States as a responsible nuclear power, can we understand how India really intends to take this further so that NPT does not become a ticklish issue next time the NSG meets?
As far as we are concerned, we don't believe that NPT, India not being a signatory to the NPT, is a hurdle to our membership of the NSG. When we got the waiver in 2008, September 2008, the NSG itself declared that India getting this specific waiver would actually strengthen global nuclear non-proliferation and the NPT in particular. Even now, the NSG plenary has come out with a final statement in which they stress on the implementation of the NPT. As far as we are concerned, we are fully in compliance with NPT guidelines. In fact, we consider ourselves to be NPT plus. So we don't believe that NPT not signing is a roadblock to our entry into NSG. The two are not mutually contradictory.
In fact, I remember reading the 2009 plenary statement of NSG, and it appreciated India's record. So in a way, do you think that going forward, whatever little opponents remain within the NSG apart from China, the MEA can think of a situation where China could be last man standing and then really things could become favorable?
Well, our preferred option is for no one to be standing in the way of India becoming a member of the NSG. And there is very compelling logic for India to be a member of the NSG. First and foremost, the kind of INDCs that we committed to at Paris in the COP21 conference, those require that by 2030, 40% of our energy mix would be non-fossil fuel, which means nuclear energy will play a very important role. Secondly, we ourselves are now a very important player in the global nuclear commerce. We are building 38 reactors ourselves within the country, and every year more than 150 export licenses are issued on nuclear related issues by India. So this tells you that India is a major player as far as that is concerned. And thirdly, and most importantly, our record on non-proliferation is impeccable, is second to none. So in view of all these, I think the global community has generally recognized that India has all the credentials to be a member of the NSG. If you see the kind of support that we received, it was from countries like the US, Russia, Japan, Australia, Germany, France, Canada. You know, all these big powers, they all appreciated India's credentials and were very actively canvassing for India's membership of the NSG.
So because you mentioned global nuclear commerce, my last question. Is China failing to see the business benefits that could come from India's increasing nuclear demand like America is able to see?
Well, that is a question I think you should put to China. As far as we are concerned, we will leave no stone unturned in our quest for NSG membership. As you know, we did mount a very concerted diplomatic campaign. External Affairs Minister also spoke to 25 of our counterparts. So we did not leave any stone unturned. We did not get the expected result from Seoul, but we are not disheartened. We will continue with our efforts, and we believe that eventually the world will also understand the logic of India being a member of the rule-making body rather than being outside it.
Thank you.